ESFPs, the performers of life, the embodiment of experience, the spark that ignites the moment. If life is a grand stage, the ESFPs are the headlining act, bringing energy, color, and vibrance to every scene. They don't just participate in life, they immerse themselves in it, turning every interaction into a living, breathing experience. But with that comes the stereotype, the attention seeker, the superficial entertainer, the distraction. They're seen as too loud, too impulsive, too desperate for validation. Welcome everyone to another Life Protocol video.
Let me tell you about my book, Rise of Understanding. So if you think the theory of traumas is intriguing, you'll be glad to know it's just a portion of the entire framework. I'm allowing free access to it through Google Drive. The link is in the description, or you can email me directly if you prefer. And if the book resonates with you and you want to help support the message, you can get a copy on Amazon to help spread it further. It's entirely up to you. Now back to the video.
Accused of being flaky, shallow, and unable to focus on anything deeper than the thrill of the next big moment, some say they exist purely for the spotlight, incapable of seriousness, uninterested in anything that doesn't bring immediate excitement. The ESFP is the agent of sensory engagement, of spontaneity, of a world that is fully felt rather than simply observed. But beneath the stereotype, what's really going on? What unconscious forces drive the ESFP's pursuit of experience and their hunger for connection? Are they truly free spirits, or are they just avoiding something deeper? So ESFPs lead with extroverted sensing, or SE, and in my theory of traumas, SE is characterized by the trauma of incarceration or having one's freedom stripped away from them. So people who contend with this trauma are wired for movement, sensation, and full-bodied engagement with the world. For them, life isn't meant to be observed from a distance, it's something to dive into, to feel with every fiber of their being. But when that freedom is taken away from them, whether through strict control, physical limitation, or an environment that stifles their ability to explore, it cuts deep. So being trapped, restricted, or forced into monotony drains them on a fundamental level. The lack of variety dulls their senses, making the world feel flat and distant. So over time, this creates an overwhelming urge to break free and reclaim what was lost. So they feel an inherent need to immerse themselves in vibrant experiences, like dancing, tasting, touching, moving. Every sensation feels amplified, as if they were making up for lost time. To outsiders, their behavior might seem impulsive, even reckless, but for ESFPs, it's not just about chasing thrills, it's about feeling alive again. So they aren't content with just existing, they need to experience life in its richest, most immediate form. Confinement leaves a lasting imprint, reinforcing their need to stay in motion, to seek excitement, to embrace the now. So extroverted sensing makes them hyper aware of their surroundings. They pick up on sensory details others miss, the way music pulses through a room, the shift in someone's body language, the perfect moment to make a move. So this sharp attunement to the present makes them incredibly fluid in their reactions, whether it's adjusting their rhythm mid-dance, catching onto the energy of a crowd, or sensing the best way to turn a dull moment into something electric. So for ESFPs, stillness isn't just boring, it's suffocating. They think best when they're moving, express themselves through action, and feel restless when stuck in rigid routines. So life to them is meant to be an adventure, and every moment is an opportunity to engage, connect, and revel in the beauty of experience. So their secondary function is called introverted feeling, or FI, and in my theory of traumas, FI is characterized by the trauma of neglect. So people who contend with this trauma, or high FI users, are highly attuned to their own feelings, since they feel like they were never validated or acknowledged. So this deepens their sense of being unseen, giving rise to the stereotype of being attention seekers. So they basically try to get attention by leaning heavily on their dominant function of SE. So in other words, they do SE things to satisfy their FI, or the need to be validated and acknowledged. They don't just crave attention for the sake of it, so they crave recognition, proof that they exist, that they matter, right? So this is where the stereotype of the ESFP attention seeker takes root. So their dominant function, extroverted sensing, is their most natural tool for self-expression. So they use it to bridge the gap between feeling unseen and making an impact. So they throw themselves into the present moment with energy and flair, lighting up a room, commanding the spotlight, engaging in bold, attention-grabbing action. emotions. To an ESFP, every laugh they elicit, every gaze they capture, every moment they create is an affirmation that they are here, that they are felt and acknowledged. This isn't strictly just acting out for attention. They're trying to connect, to be understood in a way they feel it was denied to them. It's important to mention that individuals don't necessarily have to have gone through the trauma themselves. It's something they were born with. This is all explained on my book in a section called the collective unconscious in pillar number 5, or chapter number 5, entitled We Are All Innocent. Over time, this becomes second nature. They become masters of engagement, knowing exactly how to captivate, entertain, and draw people in. Some lean into performance, dance, music, storytelling, while others thrive on spontaneity, always chasing the next exhilarating experience that keeps them in motion and in focus. And yet, beneath the energy and excitement, there's a deep emotional core. The same ESFP who electrifies a crowd may also be the one who feels the weight of being overlooked when the lights go out. Their need for validation isn't about arrogance, it's about drowning the wounds inside, the trauma of neglect that lies deeply ingrained in their unconscious. So ESFPs, like everyone else, carry their wounds beneath the surface. Trauma is never fully healed, only drowned out, pushed aside by the rush of the next experience. So when an ESFP receives validation, applause, admiration, praise, it fills the void for a while, like a wave washing over buried pain. But after the moment fades, the old wounds resurface, and the need to be seen, to be acknowledged returns. This is why ESFPs seem to constantly seek validation. So are ESFPs just attention seekers? They're not just attention seekers, but most definitely they are attention seekers. That's at the core of their whole existence. But it's important to understand the mechanisms that drive their behavior so we can abstain from judgment. So it's not because they are shallow or incapable of self-worth, it's because the feelings of being overlooked and unrecognized never fully disappear. So they use their SE to satisfy their FI, throwing themselves into life, creating energy, drawing eyes towards them, not just to entertain, but to reaffirm their existence. In this, ESFPs are not unique. We all do this in different ways. So every person in some form tries to drown their unconscious traumas. So no one is free from the pull of their unconscious. In this regard, we are all the same. We are all bound by our wounds, striving to escape them, searching for something that will make us feel whole. Instead of judging ESFPs for the way they seek validation, we should recognize the shared human struggle underneath. This is a universal truth, well, in my humble opinion, of course. So if we acknowledge it and strive for understanding rather than judgment, we take the first step toward true understanding. As I always say, understanding breeds acceptance. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
If you liked the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. That will allow us to keep making more videos like this. For more related content, please click on one of the suggested videos. Thank you for watching.